Welcome everyone to Let's Talk Politics. I'm your host, as always, and in today's video, we're going to be seeing which candidate is more equipped, more ready, and better overall to take on Joe Biden in 2024. And we're talking about the Republican Party, Republican candidates between Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, and former President Donald Trump. Last 5 months, people talk about Donald Trump, in the Vegas area, you see, from my experience, I saw someone dressed up as Trump, doing magic. Trump is this discussion in the state of Nevada, and I can already feel that. And you know how I know? Because I've been there. And, people, if you walk the strip on Vegas, people, I hear people talking about Trump. I did not hear Ron DeSantis at all in Nevada. So Trump, is wrong. Could be wrong because there's no actual poll in Real Clear Politics or 538.com. So now in Arizona, so the only polls there are for the states are polls from Texas and polls for North Carolina. Those are the only two polls. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention that going into this race, just a little bit of a background information, Donald Trump, in the general election of 2024, polls suggest that Donald Trump already has more leads than Biden. Joe Biden has 2 leads to Donald Trump's 4 leads. And Joe Biden, when he's leading, it says twice, he's only leading by 3 and 1. But when Donald Trump was leading, which is 4 times, it's 6 and 3 and 8 and 13. So Donald Trump is the favorite going into 2024 as of today, and we can all agree on that, correct? Now Joe Biden was the favorite in 2020. Now it's the complete opposite. So that's a little bit of fact. So if Donald Trump already going into 2024 is more favored than Joe Biden, that's how you know that he can already be better than Ron DeSantis. That's how you know. If he's already beating Joe Biden in polls, that's how you know he can do better than Ron DeSantis. So, not saying Ron DeSantis will lose. Actually, a lot of polls have him winning against Trump, but they're all close, okay? When Ron DeSantis wins, when you look at the polls, Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis barely wins. But when Trump wins, according to polls, it's kind of split. Sometimes they get close, but Trump sometimes have 20% leads. So it's kind of mixed here. Now, there is no exact poll in Arizona. But if you were to ask me which president would do, which politician would do better against Joe Biden, only against Joe Biden, by the way, or I would say any Democrat candidate, which politician is more equipped between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump in the state of Arizona? Well, honestly, I would say Ron DeSantis. Now, listen, I may be wrong, and I think I am wrong. I'm barely going with Ron DeSantis because, if you actually take a look, Mitt Romney won the state by 7%. Now times change here. Times do change. I would say Donald Trump is more of the far right. He's kind of a dark red, deep red Republican candidate. Now, Ron DeSantis, obviously, he has similar policies to Donald Trump. You can also, suggest he's, far right Republican, but not so much as Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is kind of a savage type of person. Now, Ron DeSantis, kind of the same, suing big tech, whatever you want to call it. But Donald Trump does the same as well. But I believe Arizona is more of a, I would say, neoconish Republican state rather than a 100% pro-Trump guy. Now, don't get me wrong. More than half of Republicans in Arizona support President Trump, former President Trump. Now, does it mean Ron DeSantis can't win Arizona? No, it does not mean that. They voted for the most neoconish Republicans on earth, Mitt Romney, by a lot, 7%. That may not be that much, but it's a lot. And then John McCain by, I believe, 11%. So you can see, the neoconish background, I would say. But, Arizona does change over the years. But there's no exact polling, so I could be wrong. But if I were to take a guess, Ron DeSantis by a tilt margin, not so much. Now, New Mexico, I think Donald Trump would do better in New Mexico. Not by much, though. And then now in Colorado, I do think Donald Trump will do slight, a tad bit better, not too much. There is no exact polling, so this is right at the top of my head, based on guessing. And now Texas. So we do have polls from Texas. Donald Trump versus Ron DeSantis. As you can see here, Texas. Hold up, I'm trying to. Okay, Texas right here. You guys see my mouse cursor? Texas 2024 Republican presidential primary, and this is taken of April 1st, 2022. From the Defend Texas Liberty PAC hybrid pack. Okay, so Trump versus Ron DeSantis. I don't know what the SR is. Let me know what you guys think the SR is for. Trump 46%, Ron DeSantis 20%. Trump is leading by 26 in this poll. And obviously DeSantis is better than Ted Cruz. You can see this from this poll right here, 48 to Ted Cruz 90%. Now Ted Cruz is less likely. Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump's the top two. So we all know DeSantis is probably the second. Trump is probably the first. Now Trump destroys Ted Cruz. DeSantis destroys Ted Cruz, but Trump destroys Ron DeSantis. So you can see there. So based off of this poll and based off what I think is going to happen, Donald Trump will barely, and I mean barely, win Texas if the two were to go battle. Because if you actually take a look here, back in the 2016 Republican primary, Ted Cruz actually beat all four Republican candidates in the state of Texas. Now, look, I know Donald Trump, according to this poll, beating Ron DeSantis by 26%, but that's just one poll. Now, if you actually take a look at the 2016 presidential primaries, like I just mentioned, Donald Trump actually did not win this. So that's why I'm picking Donald Trump with a narrow victory. Ron DeSantis, in my opinion, can very well win this. In fact, I was kind of, persuaded about picking Donald Trump in this state. And I know the light red is kind of weird, but it is a light red, just letting you guys know that. Same with Colorado. I know light red looks kind of weird. And now in Iowa, the only poll we have the last poll we have is coming out of North Carolina. That's when we will move on to North Carolina. But right now we're talking about Iowa, and there is no poll for Iowa. If I were to guess, I would probably say Donald Trump by a lean margin. Now Minnesota, we have no, we don't have a poll there. So, Trump lost the state in 2016 by 1% to Hillary Clinton. If you actually take a look at the 2016 presidential election primaries, 2016 presidential election Republican primaries, Trump did not win this state. And Trump just lost it in 2020 by 7%. Now, if you were to take out BLM, because that did a huge effect, if you were to take out BLM, Trump won it in 2016. Trump lost it to Hillary Clinton by 1%. But, most Republicans in Minnesota are kind of, they're not a big Trump guy, as you see. Trump did not win it. It was Marco Rubio. So in my opinion, Ron DeSantis will do better in the rural area of Minnesota, the suburbs. Definitely, Ron DeSantis is 100% in my opinion. He would do better in Minnesota rather than Donald Trump. He would have a better shot at beating Joe Biden. Not by too much. Not saying Donald Trump can't do the same, but now I love the two, just letting you guys know. So Florida, okay, so we don't have an exact poll out of Florida, but okay, Florida is pretty interesting because it's Ron DeSantis' home state, same with Donald Trump. Now, they actually both live there, so it's kind of weird. But Ron DeSantis, I would say, is he's the governor of it, They both live there, but if you actually take a look at who's the governor, it's Ron DeSantis over Donald Trump. So yes, Ron DeSantis will barely win the state of Florida. Probably about 3%, 2.5%. I would say a lean to tilt margin, probably lean. And now out of the state of Georgia, we don't have exact polling. Trump won in 2016 by 6%. He lost it in 2020. Joe Biden won it by 1%. No exact polling, but if you actually take a look at 2016 presidential election primaries, Republican primaries, Donald Trump actually beat the state he beat Ted Cruz in this, he beat Marco Rubio, he beat John Kasich. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Ron DeSantis is way better than all of these three, if you count Donald Trump out. Ted Cruz would probably get the closest out of Marco Rubio and John Kasich, but yeah, Ron DeSantis, obviously, is better if you count the three right here. So, in my opinion, I would say Donald Trump is slightly, he would do better. He would get more out of Georgia rather than Ron DeSantis by not much, because if you guys take a look, Florida's very close to Georgia, and they kind of share the border here, so they probably have some they probably have some voting record in common, I would say. Not 100% sure. But Donald Trump takes the slight win. Yeah, Ron DeSantis can definitely do better than Trump in Georgia, but we don't have an exact polling, so the top of my head saying slightly to Donald Trump, tilt margin, no more than that. Obviously, this is very close, because Trump endorses Herschel Walker in this state, and Herschel Walker is the favorite to win. If you guys did not know, according to new polling data. So it makes sense. But Trump endorsements are actually working a little bit. So North Carolina. Now we do have polls from North Carolina. Only one poll, and that's the last poll of today, because we only have polls from 2 states. North Carolina, Trump 45%, Ron DeSantis 26%. So Trump leading by 19%. Now that's a lot, guys. That's a lot, you guys. Let's just close that tab out. Sorry. So if you actually take a look at the 2016 Republican primaries, Donald Trump won the state. So in my opinion, Donald Trump has a better shot against Joe Biden rather than Ron DeSantis. Probably lean margin, I would say. Now, from the state of Virginia, as you guys know, Donald Trump endorsed Glenn Youngkin from the state. I believe he did. Tell me if I'm wrong. And with Donald Trump's endorsement, it seems like every Republican does well. And Glenn Youngkin was not supposed to win. In my opinion, Terry McAuliffe was supposed to win with this comfortable margin right here. And whenever Trump endorses someone, it does not go well for Democrats. All right. So I would say Donald Trump just a tad bit better, I would say, in the state of Virginia rather than Ron DeSantis. Not by much, though. Definitely not by much. He also won in 2016. So not by much, by the way. So Wisconsin, if you actually take a look at the 2016 Republican primary, Wisconsin went to Ted Cruz, which came second to Donald Trump. So if Ron DeSantis came second to Donald Trump, which is most likely if he does run, then Wisconsin could definitely go to Ron DeSantis. And in fact, Ron DeSantis probably has a better shot than Trump. Now, he does not have Rust Belt support. He does not have the Rust Belt base just like Donald Trump does, because Trump in 2016 took all 3 of these states. And that's what I'm talking about, that Ron DeSantis does not have that base yet, because we haven't seen him win all 3 just like Donald Trump. Now that's the thing that's making me not want to not make it, Ron DeSantis, that's the thing that's turning me off here. I would pick Ron DeSantis. In fact, I might, but, okay, yeah. I would pick Ron DeSantis in Wisconsin. Not by much, though. In fact, I kind of want to lean a toss-up, but if I had to choose one, Ron DeSantis, less than a percentage point. That's how dead close I think it is. Okay, we have no more polling, as you guys see. So, yeah, these are actually not states. These are just the Republican primary in general. I just wanted states, so we can close this tab out. No more polling data. And now for Michigan, Trump won in 2016. Ron DeSantis could make it closer. But I think the people of Michigan, trust Donald Trump more. Now, is Trump going to win Michigan in 2024? Who knows? Do I think he's going to win it? No. If he's not going to win it, Ron DeSantis is probably not going to win it. Ron DeSantis does not have the experience of the Rust Belt, is what I'm trying to say. Now, Trump beating Ron DeSantis or having a better shot than Trump having a better shot than Ron DeSantis against Joe Biden does not mean Trump's going to win. What I'm trying to say is I do not think Trump's going to win Michigan, neither Ron DeSantis. So Trump would probably have a better shot anyways, even though they're both not going to flip it. Now, in Pennsylvania, Trump won that as well. Like I said, Donald Trump has he established the Rust Belt base that Ron DeSantis just does not have yet. Maybe he could in the future, but not right now, because he's from the South. Donald Trump was born and raised in New York, but, kind of makes sense right here. And Ohio did not go to Donald Trump, as you see here. John Kasich, I believe, is from Ohio, so maybe that's why he won it, which is what I'm trying to say. In Florida, where Ron DeSantis is from Florida, that's one of the main reasons why. But maybe that's why John Kasich won, because he's from Ohio. I believe he's from Ohio. But who would have the better shot in Ohio? I think Ron DeSantis would slightly have the better shot in Ohio, even though I believe no matter who the candidate is, Joe Biden's just not going to win the state. No Democrat is going to win Ohio in 2024. I think it's pretty much out of reach. So now the state of New Jersey, I think Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump has a better shot at New Jersey than Ron DeSantis. If you ask me, the margins probably no more than 3%. I guarantee you, Ron DeSantis can get a lot of voters out and vote for him. Not me saying Donald Trump has a better shot at going after Joe Biden than Ron DeSantis. Doesn't mean it's pretty close in my opinion. So New Hampshire, I think New Hampshire. I think Donald Trump would slightly, lean margin have the better shot in New Hampshire than Joe Biden. And now Maine, Maine went to Ted Cruz. It did not go to Donald Trump, meaning that since Ron DeSantis would probably be second to Trump, just like Ted Cruz, I think Ron DeSantis will have a better shot at Maine 2nd congressional district, I would say. Probably likely margin. So there you guys go. So in terms of battleground states, Donald Trump would win 164 electoral votes to Ron DeSantis' 79 electoral votes. And by the way, the purple states, ignore them. We did not go over them because if this was a 2024 presidential election, all these states would be safe either to Joe Biden or the Republican candidate. Now, I was just focusing on battleground states, just to let you guys know. Better at the battleground states overall. Who's prepared to take on Joe Biden? I would think it's Donald Trump. He has the experience. He debated him. First of all, DeSantis never debated a presidential candidate, I don't think. Definitely not Joe Biden. So, not saying Joe Biden is, hard to debate. Definitely not one of the worst, actually, in history. But yeah, 79, 164. Don't let the numbers. Don't let the numbers deceive you right here. 79, 164. It was pretty close overall. Now, the states that Donald Trump won, he did not win them by 100%. No. You see Colorado, Texas, Georgia. These states I'm all not sure about. Not 100% sure. But I will stick to my answer. Now, if Ron DeSantis could flip Colorado and the states that I'm not sure about 100%, tilt states that Donald Trump is winning, in my opinion. Colorado, Texas, Georgia, Virginia, whatever you want to call it. Then, yeah, Ron DeSantis can very well win. So, yeah, don't let 79 and 164 make you think Donald Trump would destroy Ron DeSantis. It's pretty close. Now, nobody knows what's going to happen. So, there you guys go. Now, if you were to take out all the states that I filled in purple, now let me know in the comment section below. Please interact with this video. Interact with me because I want to know your opinions. Do you guys agree with me? In a primary, the top two candidates, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, who do you think has a better shot at taking on Joe Biden? Is Donald Trump having a better shot? Does Donald Trump help Republicans defeat Joe Biden, or does Ron DeSantis, have a better chance at defeating Joe Biden? In my opinion, it's Donald Trump, okay? Not by much, though, because you see Colorado, Texas, Georgia, Virginia, all these, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, it's tilt for Donald Trump. So if you actually remove these tilt states that Donald Trump, in my opinion, would win,